Night falls fast out here with no safe drinking water in sight. You need a way to purify water to survive. A solar still is not very efficient for large-scale water collection and should only be used as a last resort when other methods aren't available. Always prioritize finding cleaner sources of water or boiling collected water to ensure safety from pathogens. First off, let's talk about what you actually need. A clear plastic sheet, like a large garbage bag or tarp, is ideal. You'll also need some rocks and access to moist soil or vegetation. It's important to note that while a solar still can provide emergency water in survival situations, it should not be your first option for obtaining drinking water due to its low efficiency. Always prioritize finding clean water sources like springs or streams when possible. If purifying water from natural sources isn't an option, and you need to rely on a solar still, make sure to follow the correct technique carefully and never consume untreated water as it can carry harmful pathogens. Find an area with moist soil or grass, ideally near a stream bed or in a spot that naturally stays damp, such as under vegetation. Ensure the location has enough moisture to yield clean water effectively. Dry sand will not produce sufficient results. Always remember to purify collected water before drinking to avoid any potential pathogens. Additionally, check local regulations regarding water collection methods if you're in a protected area or national park. Here's step 1. Dig a shallow hole about 2 feet wide and a foot deep, making sure to wear gloves if handling soil from potentially contaminated areas. Shape the bottom of the hole into a slight depression to collect condensed water effectively. Always ensure you have a suitable, clean plastic sheet and container for your solar still setup. Remember, untreated water can carry harmful pathogens, so always purify collected water before drinking it. Step 2. Place moist, non-toxic vegetation inside the pit to increase moisture for evaporation. Avoid using any plant you cannot positively identify as safe with absolute certainty, and never use cacti unless you can confirm their safety beyond doubt. Always consult a field guide or an expert before selecting plants for your solar still. Now, step 3. Place a small container or cup at the bottom of the hole to collect the dripping condensation. Ensure it's centered so that all the water trickles directly into it. Remember, always purify collected water before drinking to avoid any potential pathogens. Additionally, be aware of local laws and regulations regarding environmental impact if you're setting up a solar still in an area protected by such rules. Step 4. Cover your pit with the plastic sheet. Ensure it's taut and doesn't touch the plants or soil inside to maximize condensation collection. Aim for 45-degree angles on all sides, creating a low tent-like structure. Remember, drinking untreated water from any source can be risky due to potential pathogens, so always purify your collected water before consumption. Step 5. Secure the edges of the plastic sheet tightly with rocks to prevent the wind from lifting it up. Ensure one edge remains slightly higher than the others to act as an air vent, allowing condensation to move and drip into your collection container. Avoid sealing this area too tightly to ensure proper airflow. Now, watch closely. The sun beating down on your solar still all day can yield a small amount of clean drinking water by evening, typically no more than about ½ ounce per setup. This might not seem like much, but it's crucial for survival in emergencies where other sources of potable water are scarce or non-existent. Remember, untreated water from natural sources can carry harmful pathogens, so building a solar still is a reliable method to obtain clean drinking water when conventional purification methods aren't available. The key mistakes people make when building a solar still are not digging the hole deep enough to collect sufficient condensation, and sealing it too tightly, which prevents air circulation and reduces water production. It's crucial to set up a solar still correctly, as improper construction can drastically reduce its effectiveness in providing clean drinking water. Remember, untreated water from natural sources may contain harmful pathogens, so purifying your collected water is essential for safety. Always check local regulations before setting up any survival equipment in the wild. By morning, you'll have a few drops of clean water in your cup, but if done correctly and consistently, a solar still can provide you with drinking water for days. Remember to always purify water from natural sources before consumption, as untreated water may contain harmful pathogens. It's about patience and attention to detail, ensuring each step is executed properly to maximize the efficiency of your solar still. So how does it work? The sun heats up the moist ground or vegetation under your plastic sheet, causing water vapor to rise and condense on the underside of the plastic as pure water droplets. These droplets then collect in a container at the lowest point of your still setup. Simple yet effective, but remember, always purify collected water before drinking to ensure it's free from pathogens. If you don't get much condensation after a day, check these. Is there sufficient moist soil or vegetation inside? Is the plastic sheet taut and centered over your collection point? Are the edges sealed tightly with dirt or rocks to prevent leaks from wind or animals? Remember, solar stills are most effective in areas with high humidity and may not yield significant amounts of water in arid conditions. Always purify collected water before drinking to ensure it's safe from pathogens. Do this wrong and dehydration can hit fast in the wilderness. However, if done correctly, building a solar still can be a life-saving method for obtaining clean drinking water when other options are unavailable. Remember to purify any collected water before consumption to ensure it's safe from pathogens. Always check local laws regarding water collection methods in your area. Building a solar still is an effective method to distill clean water from moist soil or vegetation. However, it's crucial to follow proper techniques to ensure safety and efficiency. Improper construction can lead to contaminated water, which may cause illness. Always prioritize finding alternative sources of safe drinking water when possible, as waiting too long without water in hot conditions can rapidly increase the risk of dehydration and heat-related illnesses. Remember, local regulations might apply to collecting or purifying water from natural sources, so always check relevant laws before relying on such methods during an emergency. Now, what about safety? This is educational only. Always verify plant and animal IDs with an expert before using them for water or food. Follow local regulations on any survival techniques. Never eat anything you can't 100% identify. Stay safe out there. If your solar still isn't working, it's crucial to troubleshoot right away. Start by checking if the ground beneath is moist enough. If not, move your still to a spot with more vegetation or closer to water sources like muddy stream beds. Remember, untreated water from natural sources can be dangerous and should always be purified before consumption. Next, ensure your plastic sheet is stretched tight and forms a bowl over the container. Even the tiniest crack can let out precious condensation, so use rocks around the edges to seal any gaps from wind and prevent evaporation. A small hole in the center for drainage should be covered by another rock to keep water from draining out prematurely. Remember, while a solar still can provide emergency drinking water, it's crucial to purify collected water before consumption to avoid waterborne pathogens. Another key detail: place your solar still near plants with high moisture content, like certain succulents or lush grasses, to potentially increase condensation. However, never rely on this method alone for water purification. Always purify collected water thoroughly before drinking. Avoid using dry leaves or pine needles, as they won't contribute much moisture and may contaminate the collected water. Remember, Local laws and seasons dictate which plants are safe and legal to use in such setups. If you're in an area with snow or ice nearby, consider melting some and carefully pouring the clean meltwater into your solar still basin. This can provide a reliable source of water vapor for condensation, potentially increasing the efficiency of your still. Remember to only use this method if there's no risk of contaminants from the ground or air mixing with the melted snow or ice. Always ensure that your water sources are safe and clean before using them in any survival setup. Safety first. Never drink directly from a solar still unless absolutely necessary. Always collect the water and purify it thoroughly using methods like boiling, if you have access to fire, chemical treatments, or filtration systems before drinking. Remember, untreated water can carry pathogens that might cause serious illness, even if dehydration is your immediate concern. Now, what about setting up multiple solar stills? If you're in a group, each person should build their own still for efficiency, but make sure they're spaced far enough apart to minimize overlapping and maximize the coverage of each still's collection area. Remember, untreated water from natural sources can carry harmful pathogens, so always purify your water before drinking it. Also, check local laws regarding survival practices in case you're in an area with specific regulations or protected environments. Also consider setting up multiple solar stills. Use smaller containers inside larger ones for each individual still so that water from different sources collects separately. This way, if one still's water becomes contaminated, you'll have others to rely on. Remember, always purify collected water before drinking and be aware of local laws regarding the collection of plant materials in protected areas or parks. And what about at night? Remember, solar stills are most effective during the day when higher temperatures promote condensation. While you could leave it set up overnight to catch additional moisture from cooler evening air, always prioritize purifying collected water before drinking to ensure safety from potential pathogens. Lastly, if you're running low on plastic sheeting or containers, improvise using large leaves as covers or fashion makeshift containers out of bark or other sturdy materials. Ensure the materials are clean and free of harmful substances that could contaminate your water. Remember to purify all collected water before drinking it, even from a solar still, to avoid waterborne pathogens. Additionally, always check local laws regarding constructing structures in natural areas. Remember, in survival situations, every detail counts. Constructing a solar still can be crucial for obtaining drinking water when other options are unavailable. Take care setting it up correctly and stay vigilant about its maintenance. You're doing this to keep yourself alive, so treat each step with the seriousness it deserves. Always purify any collected water before drinking to ensure safety from potential pathogens.